Hey loves, if you're feeling stuck on your manifestation of your specific person, then listen up to this video because I'm going to get you unstuck and on the path to manifesting in the quickest and easiest way possible. So my name is Kyle August and welcome back. Today is day 19 of our 21 days of love. And I thought, what a better time to do a video on feeling stuck than almost at the end of our 21 days of love, because it's at this point in time that we can be feeling like we're doing everything right, but we're not getting the results that we want. And this is actually an idea that really surfaced in a coaching session. I feel like if you guys ever want to kind of be front row seat of me kind of thinking about or finding new ideas, then in our coaching sessions, we're definitely going to do this, because it was during a coaching session that I was helping someone who was feeling stuck. And I thought this idea this is so helpful that I had to tell you guys as well. So the idea is, whenever we're feeling stuck or feeling like we aren't making any progress with our specific person, I have found, there could be a bunch of things at play, but most of the time I have found that people are putting the power in their reality in a place where it isn't, okay? And I'll tell you exactly what I mean by that. Because we know in our reality, the power to change anything, to manifest what we want, is within us. It's all within our subconscious mind. So if you assume something, you're going to see that thing basically manifest outside of you. And this always 100% works no matter what you're feeling. So if you are feeling stuck, again, this is an idea I want you to think about. Because think of our imagination. Think of how powerful it is to go into your imagination and think of and visualize yourself wherever you want to be, right? At this point in time, you can be anywhere. You can be anything. You could be relaxing, cuddling, watching a movie with your specific person on your wedding day, on your honeymoon right now. There's no wait for that. And so we would all have to agree that our imagination is more powerful, more true than anything happening around us. But here's the thing that usually happens that kind of makes us feel stuck and gets us into this state of not seeing awesome, amazing things happen just like that in your reality, because you do have the ability and the power to do that. It's when we begin to put all of the power and attention on our external, or value our external reality more than our internal state, that we begin to, have more anxiety, have more worries, and not see as much results with our specific person because we're not feeling into the end state. And what I mean by that is, right now, if you are in a feeling that manifestation has to be difficult, if you feel worried, feeling anxious, that means that we are giving more value to something outside of us and thinking, if I suffer internally right now, I'll be able to get my specific person. Or the same kind of concept happens when we are stalking our specific person's social media, when we're following them, looking at third-party stuff, thinking about, worrying about. Basically all of our anxiety is always going to be us valuing something outside of us more than our internal state. But here's the way to switch this around, because you might still be like, yeah, I get this, Kyle, but what do you mean by all this? What I mean is, when we value this thing outside of us, when we think, oh, stalking the social media, doing this, doing that is going to further my progress with my specific person, how does your internal state feel? And you would say your internal state begins to get lost as we value this thing outside of us. And that's the same concept whenever I'm helping someone manifest, or I think this is an idea that most people have. I've had it at some point or another, that we have to work really, really hard to get the thing that we want. But who is saying that? And when we work really, really, really hard and try really, really hard to get this thing to the point of worry, anxiety, exhaustion, that just happens. We push ourselves into the law of reversed effort. And because we're assuming it to be so hard, it then becomes so hard because of that assumption. But overall, right now, does it feel like you have to kind of suffer internally, have anxiety, have worry to get closer to your specific person? And if you're like, maybe, I don't know, think about your actions and how you feel when you think about your specific person. Does it feel like you have to do anything extra? You have to become something that you don't feel you are right now? That's all going to be something that is pushing the power. You're basically pushing the power that you have within to create your whole reality and pushing it outside of you. And that's never going to be a good feeling. And to really try and simplify it, I want you to think about it in this way. Do you value the feeling over the thing in your external reality? What's more important than you? Is the feeling of love more important than having your specific person? Or is the feeling of freedom more important than having a lot of money? And that's going to show you where you're putting the power. Because if you are valuing your specific person over this love internally, we're actually doing manifestation backwards, because then we feel we're going to do anything, everything that we can to get our specific person, even at the loss of our internal state. Even think about the concept of pursuing, right? Does it feel good when you're like massively pursuing, begging, trying to get your specific person to be with you? You'd say absolutely not. And that's actually, again, the opposite of manifestation, because it all begins and ends with your internal state. So when you put that first, and I would say that's even the best way to live your life and live a fully expressionable, if that's a word, life outside of you and manifest in the quickest way possible. Because not only if you put your attention on love, positivity, and abundance, do you feel that very positive emotion, that literally means when you assume that state, you see the same thing outside of you. So if you're feeling stuck, most likely we are putting our attention, our energy, the power outside of us in a 3D object rather than within our internal state. And two, I know with this whole idea, it can feel or seem a little confusing. So definitely let me know in the comments below if you're like, I don't get this. But it's where you're placing that power. You should always put your internal state above anything else, because that internal assumption, your subconscious, those feelings within are what are creating your reality. And it's never anything outside of you. As much as it feels that way, everything begins and ends in our internal state. And I can't tell you how many times, again, in a coaching session, I've had people really feel like they had to take a loss of their internal state, or try really hard, or chase, or pursue, or do something intense to get their specific person. But it's really not the case. And you actually want to follow through and keep this idea with you in all of your techniques as well. And I actually want to showcase, so if this isn't the case, if your internal state isn't the most important, I actually want to put up on the screen a success story that I had in my live that I was doing yesterday. And so I'm going to put it right here. So this person said that they were talking about their success story in which they manifested a text in less than a few hours. And as you can see on there, I was like, because they were talking about the manifested text from your X seminar, but I was like, are you talking about my seminar? And they're like, yes, your seminar. So think about that. Watching a 60-minute seminar, and within a few hours, they manifest a text from their specific person. And within all my seminars and coaching, it's an idea to always put your internal state first. Literally, always put your internal state first, because that's how you manifest this within a couple of hours. And that's how you're going to manifest your specific person. But think about if this individual did it in the opposite, where they were maybe chasing, trying really hard, putting the power outside of them. Like, how are they going to feel in that state? And do you think they would have this level of success? Now, will I say, having anxiety and having worry is not going to mess up your manifestation. But if we want to do it in the most effortless, easy, most powerful way, then what we want to do is put our internal state first, especially if right now at this current moment you are feeling very stuck and feeling like you're trying a bunch of stuff and it's just not working. Then definitely put your internal state first. But like I mentioned, this concept it is very metaphorical and very abstract, but it is so powerful as soon as you understand it. So if you do have any questions, just leave them down in the comments section below. Also remember to leave a thumbs up on this video, and then don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any other videos like this. Thank you guys so much for stopping by today. I also wanted to do an announcement. Remember, every weekend, well, the past couple weekends I wasn't able to, but this weekend, so tomorrow, I'm doing a live seminar called Marry Your Belief, Marry Your Specific Person. So if it is something that you wanted to check out the link in the description. It'll be at 1 p.m. Eastern time. It'll be a 60-minute lecture, and then you'll get a workbook along with it. And I have so much fun with these seminars, so definitely check it out if you have time, but totally don't have to. You're going to see another video like this tomorrow. As long as I'm still feeling good, because I wasn't feeling the greatest in the past week. That's why I wasn't able to post as much, but I should be back on schedule. I'm so excited to be back and so happy to help you guys manifest in the best way possible. Oh, and I almost forgot. Remember, you can always reach out to me for one-on-one coaching, or if you wanted to send me a personal message at kyleaugustcoaching.com. I'll put a link in the description. I'll put it right here as well. Thank you guys again so much for stopping by, and I'll see you tomorrow.